All right, the vibes here in Bangkok 2026, the FIBA 3x3 Red Bull sponsor Champions Cup second edition is well underway. Welcome back, everybody. 6 games in the books of a 12-game schedule. So we head into the second half of the day as the sun has made its descent, playing under the lights here in the heart of the city. Beautiful weather, light wind, and a bird's eye view for me and my partner in crime, Boz Rosendahl, the mountain alongside. I'm the voice of 3x3, Kyle Montgomery. The inaugural event of the 2026 season with Olympic implications, as the winner of this championship cup will qualify directly to the Champions Cup next season, as well as the World Cup next season, and I guess most importantly, the Olympic qualifying tournament designated specifically for cup winners in 2028. So a ticket there means that you're one step away from the Olympic Games in Los Angeles 2028. That road begins here in Bangkok. So Boz and I have been enjoying not just the competition, but the culture here in Thailand. Boz is big into Thai cuisine.
Yes.
And he's tried almost everything.
Yes.
I've had some sticky rice and, of course, some pad thai. I need to maybe expand my palate some.
We'll get you some crab curry. We'll get some pad kapao.
Yeah.
No worries. We'll get to all the good foods.
Okay. Will we get a good game here? We got Azerbaijan and we got Thailand coming up.
Well.
Thailand only managed, I think, 7 points in their opener against Spain.
Yeah, and Azerbaijan only managed 10 against Canada, so might be a low-scoring affair here. Look, I'll give the advantage to Azerbaijan in this one, definitely, because they got the single best player on the court in this game, and that's Brianna Fraser.
Yes. Yes, but let me make this point for Thailand. I'll say this. I think that they have a more capable team from beyond the 2.0. And if they can just find some efficiency, I think 4 twos in this game for Thailand, and they win.
You're right, but they're going to have to get to their spots to get those twos. And what we saw was that Spain in their first game was able to pressure them out of the looks they wanted, out of the action that they wanted. Azerbaijan also a capable defensive squad, so look, how will they get to the spots and how have they adjusted after that first game is the big question. But it actually goes for both teams, as this is a must-win game. Look, if you go down 0-2 on day one, there is almost no chance of you getting out of the pool. So even this Azerbaijan squad, however good they've been last year, they need this dub badly.
Yeah, top 2 from each group will go directly to the semifinals. And 0-2 start pretty much puts it out of reach. Not completely.
There are scenarios.
There are crazy scenarios, but in this group with Canada and Spain, I think that's pretty much a death sentence, an 0-2 start. So a critical game for both of these respective countries. Team Thailand get their quartet back on the floor. A couple of new faces, a few new faces on this team. Nevada, the only returning member from the 2025 Champions Cup team, and she'll come out last. And they will lean on her a lot in this one if they hope to get a win.
And she's tasked with the very, very difficult proposition of having to guard Brianna Fraser, as she is the tallest player on this Thailand squad. They're all smiles, though. They're ready to go.
Good, they got good energy, it seems. But I think they're built for a fast start. If they manage to contain Azerbaijan early and get some shots to go down, and that confidence continues to compound and build.
They need the crowd to get behind them as well. Look, never say never. Again, I've seen a couple of these ladies explode for some really good games. Maybe it was the nerves in the first game that made them not always get to the spots they wanted outside of Spain's really good defense. We'll see how they adjust it, because that's the beauty of 3x3. You got a second game on your first day, or most teams here do, to try and adjust and turn things around.
Shikabadi Kunchuan, better than 5 points per game. And the previous edition of this event. And only managed a single bucket in the opening game for Team Thailand. They need their star to shine.
Their best player in that first game was Montana. She got to it. She was crafty off the dribble. And let's see if they can utilize her more, maybe in a combination with Kushan, maybe a pick and roll or a handoff to try to get him some looks.
So 2 handshakes before we get this one underway. Official Gonzalo and official Simple. With the whistles around their necks in this one. 10 minutes on the game clock as we sprint to 21, game number 7 of the day. Here we go. Quickly inside to Mullenhauer and a whistle. Mullenhauer aggressive, establishing position against Fentney. And they go right back to her. She can't deliver though. Moving the baseline. And that one is converted. Quick first step. Finishing on the opposite side of the bucket. Now Mullenhauer makes up for that earlier miss. Beckman throwing it in reverse. Comes up empty. Mullenhauer down to Frazier. Frazier on the block. Shot won't matter. Foul on the floor.
Azerbaijan, as we knew, was going to try to take advantage of their size, the size difference between these two teams. Brianna Frazier getting right in position, getting fouled on the spot.
Frazier from the elbow now. Up to AC. Carter. Slick dish to the cutting Frazier. 2 ball on the way. And all fine.
That's a shot you talked about to start the game. In this island, you have to have those. Open 2, you're not going to get too many of those.
Gonna get a lot of looks. Superbody. Picks it out. Time of the essence. Only 2 to shoot, but you can see that pivot foot was drugged. And an easy traveling call. Saucy Porn turns it over.
And stops here. And shows defense right away. Good defense by Mullenhauer.
Let Frazier facilitate. Nice pass to Mullenhauer. And a little bit too slow on the closeout. Superbody makes her pay. Low they go. Oh, shook her like the shivers, but blew the layup. Oh, beautiful move. Frazier undeterred. She'll go right back up and draws the foul. Expect to see a heavy helping of Frazier in the game. I don't think that Thailand have an individual player that's going to be able to slow her down. So expect some periodic double teams. Try to get in and then get out as quickly as they can. She's a matchup nightmare.
Yep, they've already expended a couple fouls stopping her from scoring as well. Can't continue to do that all game.
3-3 for now. Superbody now on the dribble drive. Lost it. And they'll lose the possession as well. Shot clock violation. Down the floor on Thailand. Inside the blue. But was camping too long. 3 in the key is the call. Thailand take over.
That's all Thailand can wish for. They're physical with Frazier, and she gets a 3 seconds call. It's good defense.
Superbody, that was a brilliant pass. And is handled, and now with Azerbaijan, who will force Thailand into a 5th foul. They only have one more foul to give before they end the penalty. So while it's a tie game, it has not been a sharp defensive start for the home team. Frazier reverses it to AC, halfway down and then out. Jump hook will go for B. Frazier. There's a lefty scoop. Body puts one. He gets things back up for a piece. How does she fit that lead in? Frazier back up to AC. Mullenhauer all by herself to knock down the midi.
The impact Erica Carter's making on the game right now. 2 passes for scores, a steal as well to get a team an extra possession. She's doing all the little things.
How about that last layup, some extra sauce? Kano Kwan, Fajrab Soup. Step back. Carter ain't going nowhere. Carter slipping. TV timeout.
This game might be a little bit closer than expected, but you can see why in the foul cover, right? Thailand's been smart, using their fouls as a resource. They've stopped a bunch of scores and kept it close early. That's the best they can hope for against an overpowering Azerbaijan squad size-wise. Now, as you mentioned earlier in the pregame, they need to start knocking down twos. They got one already from Superbody Kuchma. They'll need more than that if they want to win this one.
That is a definite. Right now, just a 2-point game. Azerbaijan in front. And the 2 guards share it. Carter sets up Mullenhauer for airmails.
Someone might have left the door open.
Feel the breeze. Reaching Mullenhauer. She being an X factor for Azerbaijan. She's got the looks, but she has not had the touch in this one. Got it off the heel of the rim and then turned over. Back into Thailand's hands. It's a replay. A couple of shots just a shade too long.
Good looks for Thailand there, and that's the type of shot you want to hit. You want to get that momentum, you want to get the crowd on your side.
This didn't happen. Not happening currently. Mullenhauer sees an opening on the baseline. That sends Superbody to the floor. Took one right in the diaphragm. You'll see that shoulder.
You saw the contact coming and pick up the feet, move a little bit. That's why we'll see a Mullenhauer free throw here. She kept her feet down, never been an offensive foul.
Mullenhauer, Samuel, up the strike. Erica Carter. Carter defended.
Yeah. It was definitely a beautiful move.
The defense here. Thailand pressured Azerbaijan. Carter not ready for the pass for Frazier.
Azerbaijan is missing a bunch of shots. They're not getting their spots as well as they were in the early phase of the game. This is a competitive game now.
On the broke stroke. Erica Carter setting up Azerbaijan inside. Frazier. One drop step and a bucket. Thailand still close though. 8-6, and this could even it up. It won't go. Mullenhauer snatches out the rebound. Frazier gets it to a ball handler. Carter makes a decision. An offensive foul is going to ruin that possession for Azerbaijan.
I'm telling you, Azerbaijan ain't super sharp in this one. They could probably get Frazier the ball every single time down the floor to get a bucket. They have not done it. They're trying to play a team brand of 3x3, and I get why, right? You want to get everybody involved, but at some point you just gotta ride the horse that you have.
The elbow, Thailand start. Body had that one kicked out of bounds, or poked out of bounds. If it was kicked, then that means a fresh 12-second shot clock. That's what the officials are discussing right now. If it was poked out of bounds, which I think is ultimately the determination, that means they got 4.5 seconds. And to Pavati, will try to make something happen with it. Gets it late. She's not going to get that shot up. Shot clock violation. .4:30 to go. Women's Pool B play. Two underdogs in the group. Frazier through the contact. Shot goes behind. Setting up from 2 range. It's another break. Loose ball. Jump ball is going to be awarded to the defense.
Thailand is getting the shots they want. They're just not going down. They've got 5, 6 maybe semi-open to open looks from range. And they all hit the back of the net.
Take care of the spot on the floor, but yeah, the opportunities have been there.
And mind you, Azerbaijan, and I say this with all due respect for Bereshkina, is playing spot sub, right? So she comes in, spells somebody a couple of possessions, then gets back on the bench. So they're technically playing with 3.5. They're forcing Carter and Frazier into a lot of work early in this game, meaning they might get tired down the stretch.
Yeah, especially with Frazier, that relies so heavily on her on the inside. And hard to blame them because that's their biggest advantage in the game. It's been a rough and tumble kind of contest. They'll let Mullenhauer get busy on the inside this time. Body, nice up fake. He got rid of Frazier, but still couldn't make the layup. Loose ball goes to Carter. She finds herself all alone. Can't get reservations for 2. Big rebound inside off the Frazier miss. It's a foul upside the head of Mullenhauer, which is Thailand's 7th foul. So free throw coming up after this media timeout. I believe it'll be Brianna Frazier going up to the line and trying to extend this Azerbaijan lead. You can't tell from the way they played so far today, but Azerbaijan, silver medalist at the Europe Cup last year.
Right.
No, I'm saying
but I fully agree with you. I'm not laughing, but Azerbaijan has just not played well today. It's led to a loss to Canada, and now they're up against Thailand. But this is a game that the best version of this Azerbaijan squad would have already won.
Yes, agreed. They've been a little bit out of sync today. Some of it you might expect against a team like Canada, the defending champs. But just now getting a little bit of breathing room against Thailand. Yeah, it's a little bit of a shock.
Yeah, and think back on all the good open shots that Thailand's had and have all been missed. It could as well have been a Thailand lead here.
Frazier hands it off. Mullenhour unloads. Stroke and stroking for Azerbaijan. And Thailand, yes, at least that possession. That one will find his mark. Courtesy of Konaquan. Azerbaijan right back. Ooh, sneaky pass. Barely kept alive. Baseline drive. No man. Travel. Now we get the Azerbaijan possession begun. And for Carter continuing. And back to Mullenhour. And go. Under 3 minutes to play. 12-7 contest. Poked out of bounds by Mullenhour.
Possession for Thailand. They pass the ball back and forth. They got a mismatch down low. The lob pass is just a little bit short, but it's good distribution.
2.5 to play. Not out of reach for Thailand. But they got to make some things happen soon. AC. Very good. Active hand for Mullenhour. Otherwise, that would have been a wide open look. Good line. 3.3 is what remains on the shot clock. Shot clock violation. Another low scoring contest for both teams. 19 combined points.
It's a bit of a grinder, this one.
Yep. It is a sprint to 21. Azerbaijan have an outside shot again now. Mullenhour straight down the avenue. Biggest lead of the game for Azerbaijan, 13-7. Crazy attempt from deep. Obviously a miss there. Mullenhour with the heavy offensive foul. Tough going for Thailand. Nothing that a couple of two balls won't change though.
Yeah, but they've only knocked down one of those, and that's their first shot from two in the game. All the other ones have been on the back or front of the rim.
Easy buckets. So while Azerbaijan's offense have left a little bit to be desired, the defense has played well. Another brick. To the wide open lane. And that is converted. Way for Fetman. Frazier, drop step. He's just making it look easy.
Yep.
He's got an autopilot phone. Thailand showing the effort. Under a minute to play. Carter is going to be fouled. And she'll be shooting 2 free throws. As Thailand is independent.
And this is where that early strategy of fouling to get Frazier off the block comes back and haunts you. Now they're expending fouls because of tiredness, fatigue, and mainly the fact that they're down to be able to stop the clock as well. But you put Carter on the line for 2 easy scores here, and the game is already quite out of reach.
48 seconds. And yes. Another bucket, pretty much will put this one out of reach. Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter. Can't go back to back from the stripe. Offensive rebound. Moment out. No. Touchdown. Howard get a.
Yes, you got to handle that. Concerning thing for Azerbaijan in this one. Look, they're winning, and all credit to them. Their two ball has not come around at all. I think Carter hit one in the first game, and I don't think they got a single one down this in this particular matchup.
You read my mind. I was just about to ask you, have they hit one in this game?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think, yeah.
And again, you can have a weapon like Rephrase or all you want. In this game of 3x3, you need some tools.
Especially against better competition. I think Azerbaijan able to get away with it in a game like this. But if they don't have any hopes of playing on day 3, they got to find a way to get something going from long range. There's Carter up slow after being fouled on that drive. And 25 seconds left. She'll pad her stats. She hopes to at least hit the free throw line. Yes. First and 2 goes. Reaching in. Desperate time for Thailand.
Led to their 10th foul, so we'll see 2 free throws, and then Azerbaijan will get possession back. This doesn't just stop the clock; it just makes it more difficult.
Shot to the chin. Incidental, but double penalty anyway, so a couple of free throws coming up. Tatiana. Frazier can end it before the horn. Man, who would have guessed it? A low-scoring game still gets to over. I'm hesitating because Frazier is down.
I think she tweaked an ankle on that last play. This might be a bit of a Pyrrhic victory.
Yeah, we're still looking at Frazier. She scores the game-winning bucket. But as she goes down, might have tweaked an ankle. She's up and walking on her own power, so that's good. And Azerbaijan get that much-needed win as they run away from Thailand, 21-8 in this one. More ladies action in Pool B coming up next, and this will be a clash of the Titans. Spain and Canada from Bangkok up next. All right, ladies, say hey. Spain and Canada. Here we go, the defending champs. Matching up with a Spain team that they've had some history with. I think it went up to another level when you think back to the old QT. In Debrecen, 2021, the over-the-shoulder two-handed shot from Gracia to win it at the horn. That gave Spain that win.
Yeah, that was wild. But even thinking back on last year here, these two teams met up in the medal game.
Yeah.
That ended up being a Canada win, but look again, this is a matchup between two of the top teams in all of women's 3x3, especially in these iterations, right? No disrespect to the Spain team they came in last year with, but that wasn't this team. This is the Olympic silver medal team, the most experienced players they have, the best players I'd say they have. Canada came in with the same squad, right? So this will be a different matchup than last year.
Yeah, both teams put their best foot forward. Matchup of contrasting styles. I think that Spain are the more dexterous team. A little bit quicker off the ball with their ball movement. The size belongs to Canada. They pack quite a punch. And Casey Bosch, she got some new moves in her dance catalog. I see you, Casey. Bosch Spice. Out first.
Not just new moves in her dancing department. She also scored 4 points in that first game.
Yes,
we don't often see her do that. Like, Casey's usually the defensive ace they have, but she got to it in that game.
Overcame a slow start. Missed her first few two-pointers, but maintained her confidence. Got one to go late. Paige Crozen is yet to unleash her fury from deep yet. We'll see how she does in this one. With the reigning MVP, Stacey Grant Allen, anchoring this Canadian team. The Queens of the North. And the Queens of Bangkok, too.
Yeah.
Fair to say.
Yeah, fair to say after last year.
Put it in last year.
It would be an interesting matchup. What I'm looking at, especially for Canada, is they struggled a little bit on offense. Only 16 points. They got Stacey Grant Allen going. They got a 2-ball down from Paige Crozon. Bosch is better than she usually is, and I'm saying that with all due respect. She works really hard, but I don't often see her knock down a 2, get a reverse layup going. Kat Plouffe, though, only 1 point. That's something we're not used to.
Yeah, she's struggled some since the tail end of last year. Not sure what the issue might be, but she's a future Hall of Famer. She's going to find a way through it and get back to the, it was 2 years ago. Catherine Prince is the best player in the sport, I thought.
Yeah.
Numbers-wise.
Either her or her sister.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, but the last year that Michelle played, Kat's numbers were better. They were off the charts. I think 6.5 points, 6.5 rebounds a game. She was super efficient from inside the arc. I guess, even the best get into these little slumps. Takes a couple of games to turn things around. So
I agree with you. And I think, look, what's not shown in the box score is the fact that she hit up her teammates with a bunch of assists. She set up a lot of the offensive action, right? So she did well in that first game. We're just used to her scoring closer to 5, maybe 6 points.
Yeah, at least 5. She's got the talent to do it. Canada starting with the ball. Last one in Pool B for the ladies today. A couple of Pool A games left. And they want to try to get Kat early. She scratches the iron. Out of bounds over to España. Men's action continues after this one, with Netherlands and Australia, United States against Madagascar. Focus your attention on this one. You got to beat it. Pass comes back to her. She doesn't get the shot off in time. It was a 10-point outburst for Sandra in game 1, followed by 9 from Jimeno. As Boss mentioned. And we're 3x3 historians. I don't think we've ever seen a game where 2 players scored double figures.
I don't think so.
We got to get the media staff on that to check Of course. Maybe Esteban. Esteban, he knows.
He should know.
Esteban is watching this one.
Oh, yeah.
Esteban.
Hit us up.
Hit us up. Let us know, man. No points to speak of so far in this one. Still early. Not even a minute in. Ball movement leads to Kimeno. 2-0. Cat with the rebound. Sasha Fierce on the attack. And while Spain's defenders may be smaller, they are a nuisance. They never let you get comfortable as an offensive player. So that means they're giving you contact, they're backing off, super pesky.
Alonso has super good hands, too.
They don't allow you to dictate the pace. They force the action. And that makes them one of the better defensive teams. Kimeno, though, able to stop Sasha Grant Allen a couple of times. You get a Vide just trying to avoid getting trampled in there. But you can see she's going to hit the deck, getting tied up with Blue. Sasha Grant Allen continues to play aggressively on the inside and earns herself a trip to the strike. Sasha last year led the field in player value and scoring. Second in total rebounds. She can't get Canada on the board, however, from the free throw line. Spain take over. Lorena on the baseline. Do it in reverse. She don't need no rear view. The zone. Page. Rosen. Oh, off iron. You get a Vide. Out scraps Bosch for the Wilson. Up to Kimeno. Garcia. Quick. Ball McGraw. Just how she drew it up. Lorena with yet another double. Allen couldn't get a footwork together at the end of that shot. And assistance will pay off. Fourth attempt for SGA. She'll get it to go down. You get a Vide. Steps behind the line. Look out. You get a Vide's heating up. Back-to-back twos. We saw her start game one with 2 twos in a row.
Yeah, she is turning back the clock as we're watching. She had 3 twos total in that first game, and she is shooting so much more confidently than last year.
Well, the rim only gets bigger the more she makes. She's on a heater right now. Ironically, though, she's cooling off with a seat on the bench for now. But she leaves the game with a 5-1 advantage for her squad. Canada back in possession with Cat Blue start things off. And getting it back. Nice connection from the 2 Canadian bigs.
Yeah, that's a great rub screen for a backdoor pass. Beautifully drawn up play.
Now Camillion, precision pass. Rosen trying to defend that shot. What a beautiful interior pass. Right on target. And Gracia up to the line. Each team with 2 fouls. Big one in this group, Pool B. Winner of this contest likely gets the 1 seed. Never know what happens, but likely.
I mean, anything can happen still in this group, but you're right.
Grant Allen knows. It's taken her a couple of attempts to convert on the inside. Same story this time around. Pulling past, can he get a Vide? Not just the shooting, but the off-the-ball movement. And she is a headache for a defense to deal with. How do you have that kind of energy after 4?
I don't understand it. I get tired walking the stairs. So, look, I'm going to have to talk to her to try to see what her secret is.
You get a Vide is built different. 6'4", España. It's been the Sandra Higuera-Vide show. Arena, tell them to get their umbrellas out. Raindrops on their head early in this contest. She's got 5 of Spain's 6.
Same story as we saw in the first game. She got them going, and then Jimeno got involved. Let's see if they get to her here.
Vega trying to get rid of Cat. Went to the oop. Camillion couldn't finish it. She was claiming she was pushed. Bosch restarts the Canadians. Out of reach, out of bounds actually. Golden was trying to save it.
Again, you see Canada go to that handoff, kind of with that rub screen. And would have been on a layup, but that pass would have been on the money.
Now they will get Jimeno involved. There you go. Her first 2 of the game, Las Vegas. And there's a foul. Jimeno called for the reaching. Oh yeah, contact on that off elbow. Ooh, in and out. Ready to shoot. Camillion got it up in time. Save attempt is stolen. So trying to feed it inside to Sasha Grant Allen. Is Canada becoming too predictable offensively?
Maybe, but I think that's due to the fact that, again, the 2-ball not really going for them so far. I think they got a couple in that first game. But it's something you need to balance out the inside offense.
They're asking a lot of Sasha Grant Allen. She's doing her best for sure. And got them within 3. But it doesn't seem like anybody else is confident to take a shot. They are, you can tell as soon as they get that Wilson, they're looking for Sasha Grant Allen.
Yeah, for sure. And look, that's the kind of offensive firepower she has. But what I'd like to see them do is go back to that handoff, that rub screen that we saw a couple of times already. That has worked. They have not recognized it, or at least not gone back to it.
Yeah, some type of action, some pick and roll. Casey Bottoms.
This is a different Casey Bosch you're seeing here. Gone is the knee brace, and up is the shooting all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Not sure if those 2 things are connected, but she is shooting with confidence.
And no blood coming from her forehead.
Well, that helps. That helps a lot.
Knock on wood. Oh, he got a reload. They're trying to get it up before the horn. Quick hands from Cat. From 10 feet. No. 1 point lead for Spain, though. Higuera-Vide's back. And on the attack, La Reina just stopped.
How is she getting better at this age? She is moving so purposefully. It is incredible.
They're putting their best on-ball defender, Bosch, on her. And trying to fight through that screen. She's going to pick up the Canadians' 4th foul.
Bosch was on her on the last possession, but she ended up looking the wrong way.
Camillion back up top to get them going. And now it's Crozen's responsibility to cool off. Higuera-Vide. That pass a little bit out of reach for Camillion. Turnover.
female version of Benjamin Button?
That's a good question.
Sandra Igravida, apparently.
Yeah, she's
aging backwards.
Aging in reverse. We got a double foul. And Jimeno, she said, por favor, I didn't do nothing. Nada. Flashing underneath with SGA. Oh, I wouldn't say she didn't do nothing.
Well, yeah.
Contact on both sides. For Jimeno, it's that off arm she's got to be careful of.
Yeah.
I don't think she realizes that she uses it.
I think she does. She's been in love.
There it goes again. Rosen, beautiful finish. Chameleon. So neither Gracia or Chameleon finding their stroke from deep. That has been exclusively to get Avide and Jimeno.
I don't understand why Jimeno keeps fouling Sasha Grand Allen there. Look, Grand Allen is a lot taller. I give her that. But I think Jimeno has the strength to keep her away from the basket. And then she fouled her really far outside the paint.
Yeah. You'd have appreciated it until the replay.
Yeah, I was watching the screen as I was talking. I got distracted. Sorry. No, but as I was saying, like, I don't understand this foul. Like, you're at 5 fouls. Why not let SGA try to post up from pretty much the free throw line? That's not a favorable position for her. Jimeno is strong enough to hold her away, and then they expend a foul to give them another 12 seconds to work with, and you put yourself at the bonus.
Well, Vega is a physical defensive player. That's first and foremost. And I'm not sure that she has the athleticism to keep up with Stacey Grant Allen. I think people underestimate how quick Stacey Grant Allen actually is. Avide turning towards the baseline. Frozen stuck to her hip. She'll give it up to Vega. Late in the shot clock. Up fake, another fake, and no make. Out of bounds. 3:26 to go in this one in a 10-9 contest, as tight as we expected it to be.
Remember the last time these teams met was on the World Cup. Last year, I want to say it was the quarterfinal game. That ended up 11-10. That was also a very low-scoring game.
There was a confidence builder, by the way, for Cat Poop with that last two-stroke. Spain now even things up, 11 all. Back into Plouffe's hands. Sasha Grant Allen. Access granted from deep. Over Bosch. Casey continued the hot streak, not that time, from the corner. 1-point contest, 2:40 to play. Jimeno, turn around, fall away, Jay, nope. Van Allen, though, kind of rushed that attempt. And then it's Jimeno getting fouled by Plouffe.
See, both teams are being super physical. They're trying to slow the other team down with physicality, deflections, get them out of rhythm. In this case, it's SJ. That was a pretty high elbow there. Hit her right in the neck. So this might be upgraded. We are looking at it.
Yeah, but
regular foul.
Common foul.
Oh, might have been a slip of the arm there, but she definitely hit her in the neck something. I don't know.
Vegas seems to be all right. Still on the floor. Sandra dropping it off to the cutting Chameleon. Here comes Crozen. There's PC competing from deep. Adds a couple of points for the Canadians. We get Avide. Wide open miss. Rarity for her in this tournament. Casey. Raj. I don't care what nobody said. That's a pass.
No, but look, what I love to see, and again, we didn't see it that much from Casey in the past, is this type of shot, right? She's aggressive. She gets a rebound. Running back to last year, she would dribble that out, giving it up to another player.
Yep.
She has changed her mindset in the offseason, it seems like. Now she's looking to attack. She's looking to get that shot, and that's what I like.
The more aggressive Casey Bosch has bode well for the Canadians. Sasha Grant Allen advances their lead to 3. Rematch of last year's Champions Cup gold medal game. Heading the winning goal. And Spain trying to get revenge. Not looking so good with an 18-13 lead for Canada.
Spain's cooled off because Iguodala's cooled off. She's got a couple of good looks here in the last few possessions and missed both of them.
Bruce misses the layup. Makes good on the second attempt.
A game that features mainly ones in the last couple of minutes. It's Canada with the clear advantage, right? So they are the taller team in this case. They can attack the mismatches. So, look, twos haven't fallen in a bit outside of a shot for Crows on a couple of possessions ago. In a game of ones, I'll give this one to Canada.
Well, kind of funny how the storyline of this game has changed. It was Spain leading 8-4 early, and Canada have turned it upside down. They now lead by 5.
Think about it. That's a 15-6 run.
Quick man.
Yes, sir.
Out of bounds challenge here. I'm not sure that replay is going to help us much, but their challenge is lost. Canada ball. And they get in it with a 2-piece. Neither team can foul without free throws. Oh, that was a beautiful design play, but Coach didn't make the layup. Just need a little bit more space, apparently. Iguodala wants to rock. Oh.
We're not talking about different minds.
Yep.
She was looking to shoot, and then saw SGA in front of her and thought, nah, never mind.
Yep. Throws it away. Oh, Canada. One bucket is what they need for a 2-0 day one. And that'll have to wait. Grant Allen called for the offensive foul on the screen. .47 seconds left. Big possession for Spain. Every possession offensively is going to be huge for them. Got to get points. Iguodala and Jimeno. Whoa. And Allen and Bosch. Bosch and Blue. Iguodala with a look, off iron. And Allen. Back to the bucket, drop, step, and they give it to Spain. Going away. Canada 2-0 after a 21-14 win. Another dominant performance from Sasha Grant Allen. They turn to her early and often. And she's also the player that puts it away for Canada. 21-14, impressive win for Team Canada.
Way to recover from that early deficit. They saw Sandra Iguodala get hot, and they could have let the game get away from them. Instead, they stuck with their game plan, worked the right angles, figured out what worked, and then got the W.
All right, highlights for you to check out and enjoy. 4 more games left on the slate. 2 men's contests and 2 women's contests. After a short entertainment break, do not go far. More 3x3 hoops coming at you. Champions Cup 2026 will continue.
คนที่เอาไปหนึ่งแล้วก็น้องเด็กข้างบนอีกใบหนึ่งนะครับมาเลยลงมารับเลยลงมารับเลยลงมารับเลยฝั่งนี้1 คนฝั่งนี้1 คนน้องเด็กลงไหวไหมหรือใครจะมารับแทนหรือใครจะมารับแทน Make some noise yeah แล้วก็น้องผู้หญิงนะครับเรียบร้อยและใบสุดท้าย Make some noise Thank you ขอบคุณนะครับเรดบูลและก็สปอนเซอร์ด้วยนะครับสำหรับของรางวัลในช่วงนี้พวกเราครับลุ้นกันต่อกับ FIBA 3x3 Thailand
All right, men's Pool B contest. Actually, I should say competition. Netherlands and Australia lacing up the kicks. Getting ready to get back to it here from Bangkok, Thailand. 4 more games on the slate as we'll see the men in Pool B. After this one, USA and Madagascar will tangle, followed by Pool A women's action, Australia, Netherlands, and our first look at the Lady Kangaroos. And our first look and last look at the United States women. They'll face off against Madagascar to close this thing down today. How about Adrian van Tilburg in that first game for the Netherlands? Big win for them in a big game as he scored 7 points to lead the way for them. And a 20-15 win over the US of A. So AVT is out there. He's going to be joined by Big Drizzy. So the 2 bigs out first. There's a silver for the Netherlands in last year's event. There's to connect himself, Martin Balcony. He scored 4 in that opener. And Worthy Dion, leading scorer from last year's event. Height Worthy has joined the Orange Lions, all white this time.
Give it up one more time for the Netherlands.
And for Australia. And they showed some sparks
representing
in their opener. Alex Higgins-Tisha played well. Samuel McDaniel. They ended up with a 21-17 W over Madagascar. Higgins-Tisha leading the way with 9.6 rebounds. That man can fill up a stat sheet.
Oh, yeah.
And how about Lachlan Barker? He contributes 5 in that game. And hit a couple of twos.
Yeah, especially the one to get the game away. That was good. I think defensively they showed some lapses against Madagascar in the sense that, look, these guys are not full-time 3x3 players. Even though they've been here at the Champions Cup, they've won the Asia Cup. So they tend to bring some 5-on-5 tendencies into games like this. So you saw some switches that weren't crisp, drop coverage on a bunch of guys that didn't fully work out. They gave Madagascar a lot of opportunity, something you cannot do against this Netherlands squad.
Yeah. And Worthy really didn't get loose. He had 5 and 7 rebounds. Solid game, but de Jong is a dude that can score 10 on you in a blink.
It was a balanced effort by them, and I think they wanted to get Maarten Bouwknecht and Daan van Tilburg comfortable in their first national team action, and I think they got that done. 5 for Maarten, 8 for Daan, and Worthy chipped in, as you mentioned, 5 and 7. That's still very good stats.
Yeah.
The best games for the Netherlands are, with all due respect to him being able to score 10 at will, when he is not scoring 10, when he's at 6, 7, maybe 8 points, and the rest of the team contributes as well.
Let's see if that balance is on display in this one. A lot of talent. This could be a 10-minute highlight reel as you look at Alex Higgins-Tisha in green, and Worthy de Jong in white. 2 of the more skillful, athletic players in the men's field. And both teams coming in with victories. So a step ahead of the competition. I'll mention again, the top 2 from each group advance directly to the semifinals. So Netherlands and Australia tomorrow will have 1 game left. We'll have another 12-game slate, day 2. And we'll get to our elimination games on day 3. Day 1 continues, Netherlands and Australia. Falconet, who started the first game with a 2-make, starts this one with a miss. McDaniel to Alex Higgins-Tisha, trying to lay something. Stiff, can't get it to go out of bounds off of green.
And that's where Australia's advantage lies, right? Can they get to Higgins-Tisha going, but mainly, can they dominate the glass? Look at Dylan Stuyth attacking the glass here. Can't quite get his hands on it. But the offensive rebound is where they need to live.
Falconet, right past the D, quick hands though from McDaniel, prevents the layup. Higgins-Tisha, he's being pestered by Worthy. That's going to be a fun matchup right there. McDaniel now can't get rid of Marty. Pulls up on him like a drive-through, but he can't make the shot. Tracked down by Worthy. Height spinning into trouble right into Tisha. And Worthy a little bit shaken up on the play. He'll make his way to the bench. Hard to see exactly what happened here. Hopefully he's okay. Daniel's doing all right inside. Levert off the pump fake. Dreesen quickly fouled.
Hard to say. I mean, we saw McDaniel get to it a couple of times where he uses his strength to get to a spot in the mid-range and then just elevates and fades away with a beautiful shot.
Marty B to Big Dreesen. Dreesen driving. Dreesen too strong. Tracked down by Young. Van Tilburg. Daniel's a hard-nosed defender. He's not making it easy. There's his feet.
Good hands, too.
Yeah, beats Van Tilburg to the spot. Worthy shook off a little bit of an injury scare. He's back with it. Got that thing on a yo-yo string. He can't put the 2 attempt or the layup. He will now attack Stiff, and another miss for Worthy. Daniel, up fake, driving left, hop step. What a pass to Barker. Can't make it. Offensive rebounds big. Van Tilburg with the Long arm pokes it away. McDaniels left alone. And he short arms it. Back to him. Another offensive rebound. Second and third chance opportunities for the Kangaroos.
I'm telling you, that's where they need to live. They are the more athletic squad. They're the more sizable squad. They need to get the offensive rebound on this Dutch squad to get more opportunities because their shot quality will be potentially a little bit lower.
Lachlan Barker at the line. Oh, in and out. That's going to leave Balkanek open. He drops it in the two-piece. First score of the game for the Netherlands, so similar story to game one for them. Against Tisha. Underneath, that was too easy. Man, he's so crafty. And plenty of size, too. Van Tilburg, 2 to the eye. Van Tilburg's looking comfy out there. I gotta keep it real. Higgins Tisha blocked by the backboard. Recovers and scores it anyway.
Tilburg's a gifted offensive player. He was known as being able to shoot well. Hadn't really shown it last year. But once he gets his confidence, as he is doing now, watch out.
He takes a shove in the back. Gives the Netherlands a fresh 12 to start over with. 4-3 contest. Big hands, McDaniel. Oh.
They've done their scouting.
Oh, yeah.
He's forcing Worthy left, which is he wants to go right.
He's telling Worthy, you don't play with me. I ain't the one. Don't play with me. However, he gets called for a foul. Looked like it was clean from here, but Reggie, strong finish over Alex Higgins Tisha. Looked like it was going to be a block, but credit Dreesen.
Stuck with it, took the contact, finished off the glass, and again, he's showing that change in mindset. He wants to score more. He wants to be more involved offensively. Is what he mentioned to me this week.
To the hard way is what Dreesen will get. 6-3 start for the Netherlands. Orange Lions against the Kangaroos. Dylan Stiff being contained so far. He'll clean up his own mess and look at the sportsmanship. He helps Dreesen up.
He's such a nice guy.
Higgins Tisha not going for the double cross that Balkanek was trying to give him. Leaves 6 seconds on the shot clock, but they won't open that possession until after the TV timeout. Both teams get to recharge for a second, and it'll be the Dutch ball after this break.
Credit to Australia, though, for coming in with a different mindset than their last game against Madagascar. They are on the offensive glass. They are trying to break up the plays. They're using their hands to get the Dutch away from the action they want to get to, and they've scouted Worthy. Look, McDaniels is forcing him left on every single possession, and he is glued to him. I think they're forcing McDaniels onto Worthy, and he's a good defender so far.
I can see why he's got a spot on the roster. He leads with defense. And he's there to meet Worthy at the logo yet again. Worthy lets it fly. Stroke was broke. He stays active off the ball, though. Defense fell asleep on him. Cannot do that. He's a crafty dude. Stead, what a finish! Dylan Stead. Ball was poked away and still had the sense of awareness to get the layup to go. Got a challenge meantime. We're still fawning over the stiff make. I want to know what this challenge is about.
Landed with 2 feet. This is left foot down here is the question.
Well, it's not clear. If that's the
call on the floor, right? But they challenged it. And if his left foot comes down first, it might be cleared. You need 1 foot outside. Nope. 2 feet down at the same time.
Yep.
No clear control of the ball. That means the shot will not go.
7-5 advantage for the Netherlands still. McDaniels with a wild play. Luckily for him, it stays with the Kangaroos. Barker on the drive. And man, Balkanek is making him pay. Doubles down from deep, his second two. Now Balkanek with no closeout defense. Dylan Stiff sticks. 9-8. Balkanek, step back, two, off right, into Stiff's hands. He's gonna try to bully Worthy. And Height not putting much of a fight that time. Marty B. Inside, Dreesen. That should be a bucket. That's the mismatch that they want to take advantage of when Dreesen has Walker defending.
This has got a mismatch to it, they feel like.
Stiff. He's been active. Oh, crafty Balkanek.
He'll get you 1 or 2 of these every single game. When you reach in or when you're on his hip when he crosses the screen, he will rise up on you and get those 2 free throws.
So Balkanek looking for his 6th and 7th points of the game. Stiff leading the way for Australia. That free throw will break a 10-10 tie. Balkanek has really come into his own the last couple of years. We're going to take a step forward here in 2026. A lethal shooter. Second free throw. And a pesky perimeter defender, too.
It's the one area that he had to improve in last year when he was thrown into the fire full-time for Amsterdam, right? Not known as a great defender. He worked his butt off, got physical with people, and now he's using that strategy that Worthy does, too, is sneaking behind you, tapping that ball away.
There's Worthy getting a hand on that one with McDaniel. McDaniel just trying to use power. And Worthy had the man locked up. Worthy, however, hasn't scored in this game yet.
Defense against defense. These two fellas are going at each other.
Approaching the midway point. 12-10. Dreesen, no go. Stiff clears it right wing. Stiff just plows over Dreesen. Dreesen got the worst of it, and he also gets called for the foul.
Well, put a question mark next to that one.
Boy, he was moving.
Was he though? I'm not sure, and I'm a little bit biased. I know that.
Don't. Homer. Stiff up to the strike. But he was inside the semicircle.
Okay.
So
but that's the
that was advocate.
it's one of those things where Stites really good at, right? When he gets down low, puts that shoulder on you, it's almost impossible to guard him. I think Jan tried to get that charge just to throw Stites off his game a little bit. And in this case, it works out the other way around with Dylan on the free throw strike.
Stiff too strong. Whipped inside, big to big. Grizzly to Fontilpa. Barker giving Alex Higgins-Tisha some space. And a little hip check from Dreesen. Here's foul number 4 on the Netherlands. I think Drizzy prevented the highlight.
Oh, yeah.
Higgins-Tisha can get up on you. Stiff from outside. On fire. Worthy still looking for his first bucket of the game. And he settles for the 2. Yet another miss from Height. Stiff now. Tilmore met him with some physicality of his own. Worthy with more defense. While he might not have scored, this is his first bucket of the game. His defense has been top shelf. Stiff the whistle despite getting Van Tilburg off his feet.
That's where you see the inexperience of these Aussie guys, right? Again, they've been in a bunch of big moments. But for Stith to pick that matchup instead of any other matchup on the floor, right? You need to attack Worthy, Balkanev. He goes and attacks the big. That's something in 3x3 that you don't often see. You usually see guys attacking smaller people, smaller mismatches. He's not picking his spots yet.
Yeah. Kind of just putting his head down and just going at whoever's defending.
Yep. And look, I'm not saying you can't score on these fellas, right? It'll cost you more energy. And in a game where percentages matter, you need to save as much energy as you can. You'd rather post up Mark about because he's shorter and because he can't really get to contest your strength either. Instead of Dilma, who just showed you in a possession before that he could match your strength.
Scouting report. And also understanding that sometimes you pass up a good opportunity for a better opportunity.
Yep.
Comes with time. That looks with a 5-point advantage. Daniel coming around the corner. Fire. Oh, making him dance. Almost took another spin. What happened in game one?
Yeah, well, look, I don't want to get back into all that. That's been replayed enough.
It's the shoe. It's got to be the shoes.
Yes.
That's what it. Layup line. Balkanev taking advantage. He's got 8 points. McDaniel. 2-piece combo. Look at the defense from Alex Higgins. Tissue sticks with him, but Worthy still put him on the bucket list. Great defense, better offense. Couple of points for Worthy. Walker down. Trying to do away with Balkanev. And he had him in solitary confinement. And Netherlands won a timeout with 2:46 to go and a 17-14 advantage.
Yeah, this game could go either way still, right? 17-14 is only a 3-point advantage, but I think the Netherlands have played crisply, right? They've gotten to their spots. They've exploited the gaps in the defense for Australia. Meanwhile, the Aussies have gone at it one-on-one style, as we know they would. They're going to need some shots from the outside to fall if they can climb back into the saddle of this game.
Back to the Netherlands last year, made it all the way to the championship game. Lost that one by a single point to Serbia. So, a step away from goal here.
Yeah, rest assured they want this. Look, I don't want to get into, I can't get into all the specifics if you want me to, but I don't think I should. With all the points available at the Federation stage on the men's side going into the Olympics, the Netherlands need as many OQTs as they can get. Because getting first in Zone Europe, which is one of the direct qualification spots, is very tough.
Without a doubt. And a win here will give them that. Here comes Skid. Easy layup for him. Fires the Balkanev. Approaching 2 minutes. Kangaroos still with a chance in this one. Not with defense like that. I think I tried to tell you earlier that Dreesen may be the best perimeter defender.
You try to tell me.
Well, I try to tell you, but you
I told you to pay attention to it.
listen.
Yeah, tell me.
But man, 6'8", he can move.
Yes, yes. And stick with shorter defenders when they dribble and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I knew I had to listen to you when you told me.
Thank you. I know what I'm talking about sometimes.
All right.
17-15. Netherlands trying to hold them off. 1 possession game. Once Lions could use a big shot, and who they turn to? Marty McFly. mid-range, good money, 18-15. Now let's take his Tisha. Trying to answer back, but he ran into the wrong defender. Dreesen is not the one you want to try. Height with the step, Worthy with the scoop.
How do you make that into the scoop, right? It's the craftiness that gets me every time.
Well, slow going for Worthy early. Didn't have a point through 5 minutes of his game. He's now up to 4. And Netherlands knocking on the door here, 19-15. Timeout for the Kangaroos. And Netherlands also with a foul to give. A lot of things working in their favor. Last bucket for Height. A 2-possession lead. Foul connect is leading the way. He's powered this Netherlands offense, the connect that is, with 9 points.
They got both the new additions going. Don in the first game, now Martin in the second game.
No Brian Alberts or the male Horst that played on last year's squad. Stiff, double pump, 2 attempt, and an offensive foul. As I think he extended the leg and hit Worthy in the man region.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it feels good.
Worthy slow to get up. Incidental by Stiff, but he's going to have a conversation with him. It's like, bro, come on, man. Kind of important that I maintain.
Ball was in the air, so because the ball was in the air, it's not an offensive foul. It'll be 2 free throws. It'll be an off-ball foul.
Ah,
wow.
That was the trying to.
That's what they were talking about.
Decipher what Alex Talosina was saying. Okay, yeah. So the ball had been released, and then
they'll go check it out here. But once the ball is up in the air, a player not only is the shooter, he just becomes a player, right?
Yeah.
Meaning, and I'm not a referee, so I might not quote this correctly. You might have to ask some people close to you about this. But meaning they can, if they foul, it'll just be a regular foul instead of an offensive.
Yes.
And this is always the weirdest scenario, right? Because you never know, at least I never know, when that happens. And credits to these referees for seeing it.
Yeah, it's usually a bang-bang play. There was a play earlier today where I thought there was a foul on the 2 attempt. Bucket went, but the foul was actually called off ball.
Yeah.
Once it was released. I think it was Netherlands, Madagascar.
All right, Australia.
Hype at the strike. He's shaking hands with him. So that Worthy's fourth point. One more in this game is on ice. And the Orange Lions start off their 26 campaign 2-0. Handing the Kangaroos their first loss. They'll wrap up the day 1-1. Mark Falconet, big business for him in this game. 9 points to lead the way for the Netherlands. Again, out to a 2-0 start, 21-15 to fight.
Yeah, look, Australia looked better than their first game, right? They looked sharper, they looked crisper, they had a clear game plan coming in, they forced Worthy off the ball, which worked for them. But it was Mark Balknecht handing them their loss, and the Netherlands were just a lot crisper. You can see the difference in 3x3 approach with them going to their system instead of one-on-ones, and that worked good.
So enjoy the moving pictures from this one. We'll get set up for our last men's game of the day as USA and Madagascar will bring things to a close in Pool B. And after that, 2 ladies games. So wrap up day 1. Stick around. We'll keep it rolling after this. So the USA, with a flat performance in their opener, will have a chance to rebound against Madagascar. The Pierce Bros they connected for 8 points apiece, or 8 points together, I should say. White and from James Parrott, 4 points, as they lost to the Netherlands 20-15. Riley Patton making his national team debut. Can this new collection of USA players get it together? That's a question for you, Bob.
It is. Look, what they did well was rebound, right? They out-rebounded the Netherlands by 8. Caden Pierce got 12 rebounds. Riley Patton got 7. But they didn't get their 2 aces involved on the offensive end, meaning James Parrott and Justin Pierce. Those are the guys that should get it done on the offensive end. Pierce only with 2, 0 for 4 from range. Parrott 1 of 4, 4 points total for him. We know he can do better than that. If they can get those guys going, then they can turn things around.
Parrott got a little bohickey knot underneath his right eye. He got a little raspberry there, mate. That says how physical that game was against the Netherlands. He didn't have that coming into the day, I don't think.
Maybe it was the game. Maybe it was the aftermath of the game. I'm kidding.
Anthony Rasola Manana out first. A part of the big duo on his Madagascar team. Ellie was electric in the opener. 8 points for him to lead the way. Had a crazy ankle breaker highlight, but no win as they dropped to Australia 21-17. Livio is the guy that's got to step up for them. He scores 2 points, didn't take a lot of shot attempts. So we talk a lot about the duo at guard for them. Ellie did his part, but Livio's got to step it up.
Livio's got to step it up, and he barely got any shots up, right? And I got to say, Australia made it very difficult on him. He is slightly undersized, and they kept a taller defender on him to keep him away from his shots. Let's see if he can use his speed now to get himself going, because they need him to score if they want to stand a chance here. By the way, should we start calling Ellie Trick? No, that's too slow.
No, yeah.
Oh, come on.
Pretty good.
I'm trying. These guys need a nickname, man. We can't be saying Randia Mampionona.
You're right. We got to get on there. We got to work.
Somebody hit us up. We need a nickname for these fellas.
There's James Parrott. No question about his athleticism. But he should be on this team, he should be the alpha dog. And I want to see if he takes it upon himself to take on a little bit more responsibility on this USA team. This is a critical game for them. And they need a win. The pressure is on the USA. They're still going to be favorites in this one against Madagascar. But again, Madagascar are one of those sneaky teams. African Cup champions back-to-back. Who can shock you. Nice. We got some lemonade.
Sponsored lemonade and
Thank you, sponsor. That's one of the sponsors of this tournament. Sponsor. And Red Bull.
Yeah, I got great Red Bull.
You got the Red Bull, I got the sponsor.
There you go.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here we are off and running again. Last men's game of the day, Livio lets it fly. Wilson comes back to him. He'll try again, this time for the free throw strike. Stroke ain't stroking for Livio. Back-to-back misses. Back to a cutting Parrott. Ready some.
Good pass, Riley. Good pass, Riley. Ball pressure, James. Ball pressure, James.
Livio finally getting it going. They're looking to get him involved early.
There's Parrott now. Falling away from the corner. Caden inside. That won't count. They didn't clear it. So wipe that one off the board. That could never happen. But USA want to challenge. They think that it was clear.
I think it might have been an offensive rebound, kind of poked to Caden Pierce. The question is, did Madagascar get possession at any point?
Okay, so boom. No, you're right.
I think this might be overturned. This might be a score.
Yeah, I don't think possession ever changed. A prepared miss from the corner. They didn't have to clear it because Madagascar never maintained the ball. So I think that they're going to win. They're going to win this.
Yeah, challenge one.
Yeah, challenge is one. That basket counts.
Good challenge.
Astute observation from the bench from Justin Pierce. 2-1 USA. At 3x3 The Voice. Here. At 3x3 The Mountain alongside as well. On the mic. Over 3 days of competition at this second edition of the Champions Cup. Both teams featuring in 2025 and neither ending up on the podium at the end of business, the final day. Trying to turn their fortunes here in 2026 and erase losses for both teams to start the day. Ellie, deadly. Ellie leaning in, tough to attempt. Pierce is fouled on the rebound.
Disciplined defense there on that shot attempt by Riley Batten. He stuck with him, kept his hands in the play, forcing that awkward look, and then anybody can say. We saw that in the game one already.
Here's Caden. Die time. Oh! Barrett looked like he was going to throw it down. He got a lot of contact on the way up.
It's a brave man right there in Alpha trying to challenge that shot from Parrott.
Yeah, usually Parrott going to poke that one. Now he goes to the free throw line. This is an area that JP has had some struggles. Sometimes he tries to go off the glass with it. Sometimes he'll try to shoot it in. It's one of those curious things with him because he's a good shooter.
Yep.
It's just the free throws.
Yeah, free throws a large part of it, especially when you have a good shooting mechanic. It's just confidence.
Pierce with those long wingspan on that man. Doesn't help him on the layup attempt. Solen drain. Can't drain it. Ellie though snuffs it out and he will make good. And now the question is, did Madagascar have to clear? Did the USA get possession off that miss?
You got to get the ball in at least one hand, and it has to be stable, I believe. Look, again, I'm not a big rule book guy here, but the question is, did they get a mitt on the ball, and did they feel like that? Yep, they did. Challenge one.
Smart challenge. Another good one.
Yeah, meaning you keep your challenge, too.
Yeah, so 2-1, it'll stay.
Madagascar running into early foul trouble here with 3 in the first minute and 40 seconds, 50 seconds.
Whistle inside. And on Ellie.
This is the one thing Riley Batten can bring, right? He can play a mismatch. He is the tallest guy, I believe, in the tournament even.
Is he?
So,
That doesn't look that tall for you.
6'9" or so.
It's a big body. And that didn't get the tip. Ellie, the runner, won't fall. Some crazy shots going up for both teams. Parrott decides to slow the pace. On to Caden. Here comes Pierce. Caden elevates. Lefty lay won't go. Look at that collision. That'll send Parrott down again. The man has taken enough abuse today. And you can tell Parrott in some pain. Players, oh yeah, oh, that's a lot of contact to the face. They might take a extra look at this. And I don't know, was that?
I'm not sure they both
Could that be upgraded? That was a little bit careless.
It was careless, that's for sure. He went for the ball, and I think he might have hit the ball as well. But it was certainly not pretty for James Barrett's face, and it already has a mark on it.
Yeah, but man, I think that's at least worth a look at the scores table.
They're not going there.
No, we play on. Justin Pierce whips it out. Back. They'll misfire out of bounds. New roster for the USA this year. Not a lot of time to get chemistry built. Maybe that explains some of the struggles so far. Ellie is deadly. 3 up. Stolen. And they'll get Livio. Never mind. That snuffs it out. Pierce. Strong layup.
That's that length for Justin Pierce. He's 6'7", super long arms, jump, and that way he can just finish over top of people.
Yeah. He can even throw those down. Made the smart play. He converts it. A point is a point. And that is one that puts USA in front by 1.
There's just not too many people that will take a shot like that. It's highly entertaining to me. I love Ellie's confidence when he gets the wheels in his hands. He does not care what's happening. He's going to shoot that thing.
He is a gifted scorer. No question about that. 4-3 back to it. Quick whistle on the USA. Their first defensive foul of the game. 3 minutes in. Big contest for both teams. Ooh, where you going? Livio with a hell of an up fake. But his shot is broke right now. He won all the smoke. Another strong drive for him. Ellie. Ooh. Beautiful spin move, whistle though.
It's a bit of a careless foul there as Madagascar is now at the bonus. Livio jumped on Riley Batten's back to try to get that Wilson away from him.
Yeah, they are up to 6. Something the USA should take advantage of. How about Caden Pierce, man? That wasn't the best pass. He managed to squeeze it anyway and deliver.
Wow.
On the ooh. Livio has it swiped away by Perry. (6-3) USA. Livio forcing one up late in the shot clock. Caden down low to Batten. Batten showing some touch. Elevates over Livio.
He should be feasting now. With Madagascar at 6 fouls, they should go to him every single time in a mismatch.
Foul on Pierce. But you're right. That's just recognizing the advantage on the floor and also the advantage in the foul category. I don't want to say a disadvantage of 3x3, but more of a challenge for the players to understand, those type of situations. You got to be a coach on the floor, understand game scenarios, and strategize accordingly on the fly.
Yeah, and the question is, how well is Riley Batten equipped to do that with limited league experience at the highest level?
Well, that's where the Justin Pierce is. Oh, there we go. Caden Pierce with a piercing yam.
I like Caden Pierce, man. He's bouncy, he's quick to the ball. He's a good rebounder. He plays his ass off on defense. I like him so far.
And Caden Pierce punctures this one. Two-handed poke.
Okay.
9-4. Yeah, we do this on the fly, Big B.
That's all right. You've been sharp so far. Just start the year. Worked on your craft in the offseason. I can tell.
And try to do something from time to time. Ellie, two-piece right between the eyebrows of Perry. Contact on the shot. Perry disapproves of the whistle. Hand up. So what? You gonna get these?
Much needed bucket for Madagascar too, as foul-wise they're in the hole and they were down a bunch of points. They can climb back within one possession here.
Ellie converts at the line, that three-point play. Makes it 9-7. Pierce can convert off the spin move. As the USA, who just picked up their first foul, seemed like a minute ago, they're up to 6 now, equal Madagascar.
We've seen Justin Pierce do this a couple of times where he's a little bit frustrated and compounds that with a foul. That's what you don't need.
Rivio. He is not getting any easy looks. There's a foul is called. Rivio delivered that pass. I think USA fortunate to not have that 2 count. Oh yeah, never mind.
Yeah,
that foul is well before the shot.
Yep.
Maybe Livio can settle in with the trip to the stripe. All you need to see is that ball go through the hoop a couple of times. Maybe he can build that confidence. He's up to 2 points. But they rely on him as the secondary scorer on this team. He splits it big. Can't even the game. 9-8 will stay. The American can Euro stick. Ooh. Quick crossover from Livio. A force heave, and he's going to get called for a technical.
Yep.
Flopping.
Let's see here, because it looked like he jumped into contact, and that might be what they're calling here. Trying to sell that foul.
Won't get a replay. Instead, we'll see Batten at the line. Oh, wow. That almost didn't touch any rim at all. Batten at the elbow. Possession for USA because of the technical. Pierce running out of time. Parrott. Nothing but air.
A little bit of a disjointed possession here. That's why you can see the lack of chemistry these 4 guys have, having limited 3x3 experience together. They don't know where the other guys on the court are going to be. They're not in tune yet. You can see the talent clearly. The chemistry has to grow still.
10-8. This is one of those games. And, USA gotta be careful. I don't know if this squad is built, obviously, as the powerhouses of the past. I think they could be susceptible in a contest like this. Important for them to go with what works. Recognize that mismatch quickly and get to it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Madagascar's playing for the entirety of the game almost, with 2 undersized guys in Ellie and Livio on the court. I'm not saying they're small, but mainly Livio, very much shorter than, for instance, Batten or even Caden Pierce. A good squad, a squad that's in tune, as we look back at this incredible play by Caden Pierce, by the way. But a good squad that's in tune just goes at people's necks. They go at that mismatch every time down the floor because it works. Who's going to stop Batten when he catches the ball deep under the basket against any of those guys from Madagascar? But they have not gone to it. They have just got away from it. They put him in the elbow.
Well, hopefully they can hear you, Boz. Maybe change up what they're doing.
It's the beauty of 3x3. They cannot hear me. They got to coach themselves.
Oh, Ellie, way out there. A little bit long. Plenty of time left, approaching 3 minutes and 40 seconds. USA leading 11-8. Pierce has yet to find his groove from deep. Defense turns to offense. Pierce, wet ball from the corner. Ellie, off target. Quick clear, Batten gets it to JP, who drops it back off to Batten, who banks it.
That's the shot Justin Pierce hits. He gets a couple open looks. Those all go awry. Then he catches it in the corner off balance, and he gets one to go. It's wild.
Well, that sequence right there might have been the best that we've seen from the USA today. The Pierce make, and then the feed on the inside, and the Batten dunk. Livio, that's a good look. Gotta have them. We'll get it to Batten now.
That's what I mean. Yeah. That's what they got to get to every single time. He's the largest human being on the court.
This layup, Solandrani had it. Parrott, watch out! If you're smart, you move. Air Parrott is alive.
Oh, wow.
Caden Pierce, 2-ball corner. Won't go. But that's the James Parrott that we know. Once the lane cleared, he leaves his feet. It's a highlight coming. Air Parrott with the cock back from the cockpit. The man takes flight. Oh, solid Jamie. Wow.
There's offensive never minds and there's defensive never minds, and this might have been one of them. Don't challenge that man at the rim. Don't do it.
USA up 16-10. So maybe that Parrott poster gives the USA some more life. They lead it 16-10, so not much to worry about, but again, a little bit of a flat performance in this one. And now Madagascar get a throwdown. Here comes JP, this time displaying his shooting skills. Now he's in his bag. Crazy attempt. Can't blame him. Shot clock was bearing down.
Defense by the USA, though, who stuck with all the Madagascar guys on the possession, pushed them out of their spots, made sure Ellie could get a drive going, and then forced that heat.
Now it's Pierce. USA looking to close the door. Livio spinning free. And close the layup. Tough performance here. Back-to-back years for Livio. Caden gives USA game point. Livio off iron. USA need one more. And they'll give it up to Justin Pierce. All net, all wet. Double-digit W for the USA. 22-11 before the horn as they go 1-1 after 2 games. Madagascar dropped to 0-2.
You can see the pieces for this USA team starting to gel, right? The more miles they get as a team, the better they will be. First half of the game, a little bit disjointed, couldn't quite get to their offensive spots. Second half of the game, they started figuring out where to go and what to do. And look, this is still a spring down the squad, so good for them to get a win.
All right, USA closed the show in the men's competition. So that's all we'll see from them from day one. A couple of ladies games on deck. The Kangaroos and the Orange Lions coming at you. And the USA, Madagascar coming up. All right, here's how things look in men's Pool B that just wrapped up. Netherlands undefeated. USA get a big win over Madagascar to pull into second. And the Aussies split a pair of games on this day one campaign. Pool A women's action now takes center stage with our first look at the ladies of Australia, the Kangaroos, against the Netherlands, the world champs and European champs from a year ago. Our first look at them. And we don't have to ask Boz this. Netherlands are the favorites.
Netherlands are the favorites. They played Australia 3 times last year. In Chengdu twice, and then at the World Cup, all three of those wins for the Netherlands, and this is a different Australia squad as well. I'm not sure they went down and down, but they just have a different look to them from that World Cup squad specifically.
Well, Emma Clark comes in. She's a dynamic player, but you think of an Australia team without the rebounding and defense of Annalise Maley, and without the all-around play, the top scorer, Asia Cup MVP, Ali Wilson. They do got Marina Whittle. She's a superstar. But McFadden on the squad this year. It's a completely new look for the Kangaroos. And they had Mila Goodchild as well, who was, a rising star for the Kangaroos last year too. Also not featured on this team. So it's a question mark with this Kangaroo team. I'm not sure how good they will be.
It's definitely a question mark, especially as Christy Wallace hasn't played 3x3 almost since 2012 when she featured in the Under-18 World Cup.
Wow.
Meanwhile, they have to start their campaign here against arguably, maybe not even arguably, the cream of the crop in women's 3x3. This squad got to it last year on the national team circuit. They were already good in the last few years, but last year is when they really ascended to that #1 team, that team that has the bullseye on its back, because they won the World Cup after losing the first 2 games, by the way.
Yeah, another special. They won the Europe Cup and the World Cup. Only 2 teams in women's 3x3 history have ever done that before in the same year. France in 2022 and Russia in 2017. So they're in some elite company. And they've earned their place amongst the best teams we've seen ever.
Yes.
And with Nortje Driesen leading the way and world #1 Janice Boonstra. Look out for the Orange Lions. The Dutch ladies are a problem.
Yeah, and specifically because they are, on the women's end, I think the team that exploits mismatches the best. They know when to screen. They know who to go to. They are super surgical, maybe sometimes a little bit slow even. But because they know they can get a good shot on every possession. Now, this Aussie team, again, this is the first time we've seen them with these 4 ladies on the court. How will they play defense? And my main question is, how good will Marina Whittle be? Can she carry a team is the question. She was usually the B option. Now she needs to be the A option.
Yes. Yeah, indeed. Marina Whittle's shown the capability before. She's a former Asia Cup MVP. I've seen tournaments where she's averaged 11 points a game. She's seen her role change in the last couple of years with the Kangaroos. And I think now she's going to have to revert to that #1 option with them again. And we'll see if she still has what it takes to be a dominant offensive performer against the balance of the Dutch. There we are. Game number 10, or game number 11 of 12. The Netherlands looking to add another trophy to their cabinet. A gold medal here at the Champions Cup, one that is missing. First appearance at this event. And we're off. Netherlands start with it. Quick ball movement to the cutting Boonstra. She's fouled by Whittle. Credit to Janice Boonstra too in her climb to the top. World #1. Long-time 3x3er. We've seen her game just get better and better. Time. Kout.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that pronunciation.
Yeah.
Again, working on that in the off-season.
I speak a little Dutch. I just want to
Give me some more words there.
just wait for later.
Okay.
I'm not ready to reveal that to the world.
Okay.
Free throw. Second of 2 goes as well. 2-zip. Here's Whittle. Picks up a dribble. Feeds it inside. Great bounce. Couldn't get the layup to go. Physical defensive team. Speaking of the Netherlands. Can't imagine a lot of easy buckets for Australia. Some confusion as to whose ball that should be. And I believe it should be Netherlands. And there we go. We get it corrected. It's Dutch ball. Archie Dreesen with the rough. MVP at the Europe Cup and the World Cup. She'll chunk the deuces. Off iron to the goal. Whittle will corral the rebound and hands it off. Wallace. Fade away. Won't go. And a third foul now on Australia.
You can see their game plan has been, or is to try to get physical with the Dutch, but so far, it's not disciplined physicality. They're just pushing and shoving in situations where they shouldn't. Yes, 3x3 legend Jimmy Fredette in the house for this one.
What's that?
3x3 legend Jimmy Fredette in the house for this one.
Shout out to Jimmer. Happy with what he saw from USA men the last contest, I'm sure.
They built that program with some good hoopers in the league, right? Jimmer for the men's and Elena Belladonna for the women's.
Oh yeah, sure. Great resumes, and for Jimmer, you know, 3x3 on-court experience. His rise to stardom in 3x3 didn't take long.
That was his first tournament.
Yeah, he was lights out from day one. Unfortunate for him to get that injury in the Olympics in the USA. In any case, Wallace will sneak her way to the rim past the Dutch defense to get the Aussies on the board.
Another foul for the Aussies who struggle guarding all the screens that the Dutch are throwing at him.
And Norchie, light work for her. Easy, uncontested layup. Australia's men go 1-1 today. Netherlands men undefeated at 2-0. Both of these teams will have a couple of games on the schedule tomorrow. Ooh, tough defense from Boonstra.
She might be world #1, but we talked about her as the #1 defender, right? Because her offense is already good.
Yeah.
But she's one of the toughest interior defenders you'll see in all of women's 3x3. It's so hard to score on her. She's super physical, but without using her hands, it's not just the offensive end she excels at.
No, I would say that she leads with defense. I think that's the strong suit of Janice. It's her effort defensively. And that kind of sparks her offense. Well balanced, she can shoot it, score on the drive, you know, willing passer. She'll get it back from Dreesen now, and with the fall away. Don't fall that time. Wallace, not this time. speed, no finish. Butcher Shippo had a chance there. She played great last year too.
As a rookie.
Yeah.
She might have been rookie of the year on the women's series, especially on the national team level.
The reason why she's back, Wallace is aggressive. She'll draw the foul on the floor. Speaking of fouls, while Australia draw this one against the Netherlands, Kangaroos with 6 fouls, 2.5 minutes in. None to give the rest of the way.
As I said, the physicality is
And they could dial it down a couple of notches. Scoop. A lot of physicality inside.
Yeah, the tallest lady on the court is Lara McSpadden, right? And Australia is trying to feed her to Wilson. And the Dutch are just using a couple of fouls to keep them away from her, to keep their lead, as their offense has not been super sharp in finishing. I'd say they're getting the right options. Those just aren't going down.
Wallace to Whittle. Marina. Gets hit on the back of the head. Was it in the process of the shot? I would say so.
Yeah, I think she started her 2 steps towards the basket for that layup for sure.
And she strokes the free throw. Turn around, no go. Wallace quick clears. Down low, McSpadden with position. Gets it back, takes a bump, gets a late whistle.
Look at this, the Netherlands now get 6 fouls as well. She's hanging in here.
An uncharacteristic, undisciplined defensive game for the Netherlands. You hardly see them get this many fouls this early.
Agreed, and again, usually we see them use a couple of these fouls early to stop some scores, and then they run out on you on offense and get some buckets on you, but that hasn't worked. Now they're at the bonus as well. So both teams have to be careful using that physicality for the rest of the way.
Breaks over. McSpadden up to the stripe. A chance to even the game in 3 apiece. Our first look at Pool A in the women's competition. Also featuring USA and Madagascar in this group. Netherlands and USA probably favorites. Even though the Kangaroos took a bronze medal at the opening event here in Bangkok last year. Crossover by Wallace. Making it tough here. I do like how aggressive Wallace has been.
Oh, yes.
Little heady cross. Just just holding on. 7 fouls, so 2 free throws for Wallace. Oh, that was off as soon as they left the wrist. Whittle comes and encourages Wallace, tells her to take her time this time. And there's 2 in a row. Offensive foul called on Bookster.
Now the Netherlands are closing in on the double bonus with 8. We got 6 minutes and 19 seconds to go. Yeah, Bosta just runs over Wallace.
contact on the hip. This is, just to be honest, it's an ugly game.
Super ugly game. Look, it's due to the fact that, again, we don't know what to expect of Australia, but the Netherlands have not gotten to the level we know they can get to yet. Undisciplined with their fouling, not good at finishing their offensive possessions. They're at 3 points after 4 minutes of play, and now they're giving up 2 free throws and are at the double bonus.
Against a newly formed Australia team. And the longer they stay in this game, the Kangaroos, the more confidence builds, I think.
Yes.
And Clark goes 1 of 2, loose ball to the Kangaroos. Little stepping through the defense, another offensive rebound. Kangaroos get reset. Little with the step, but this is the layup. Oh, bodies hit the floor. Offensive foul. Another turnover.
We went from 6-1 in fouls to 6-10 in fouls. 9 fouls in a row for the Netherlands here.
Well, there shouldn't be any free throws here because that was an offensive foul.
Yeah.
It is 10, but the players are mistakenly set up at the free throw line. What's going on?
Not sure.
For 3. Netherlands with 10 defensive fouls. So that really handicaps them defensively. Butcher taking a chance on the block anyway. And they hold off the Kangaroos for an inside score attempt. Out, no good. Butcher flies in for the rebound. Dreesen now, patiently waiting for Janice to get free, and she smokes the three.
That's what I'm saying. This is what we've seen all game. They set up the right actions, they get the good shots, and then they miss them.
The world champions looking like a shell of themselves from 2025. It's been a head scratcher through about 5 minutes of play.
Saw the Netherlands play earlier this week at a preparation camp hosted by Thrix that was held here in the area of Bangkok, and they looked a lot crisper then. I'm not sure with what's up here.
They are out of sorts.
They are very much out of sorts. So this is a team that relies on being in sorts.
Still plenty of time. Dreesen is able to get to the line, set up by a nice up fake. That's the 7th on Australia. So here we are at the midway point, and just 3 points to speak of for the Netherlands. Archer cannot add to it on the first free throw attempt. Second one will even the game up. Oh, step on the line. And Australia have to be in attack mode the rest of the way. 10 fouls on the Netherlands.
Yeah, they got to drive at the basket, get McSpadden the ball deep in the post, try to see what they can get, if they can get more fouls baited out of the orange lines.
There's Norton. Oh, crossed her up. 2 won't go. Dreesen trying to get free. Norton to the crib. No bucket. What a hustle to keep that alive. And Dreesen will draw the foul. But man, the extra effort from ELS.
Look at this, flying in here amongst 2 Australian players. Getting the right read on the pass even is difficult. She's still got it done.
A couple more free throws. Or Dreesen, who split her last 2. This time makes good on the first. The Netherlands assume the lead. And Australia up to 8 fouls. And Norton 2 for 2 that time. Spadden up top. Clark now. Hezzy, drive left, up fake, gets no space. Got to get a shot up quick. They don't do it. Now the Netherlands defense starting to tighten. A sense of urgency from the ladies in orange.
Hard to tell who has the momentum in this game, as there's been no scores. 18 fouls, 10 points total.
There's some basket leaving. There's a couch. 7-4. And Wallace, free throw line. Money.
Good screen, way to get to her spot. I like what Wallace has been doing so far in this game, both on offense as well as on defense, actually.
She's playing a good game. Like her ad. 2-point difference here. 2-ball, a miss. It's spattered. Could be her game the rest of the way.
Yep.
Think about it. Trying to take advantage of the foul situation. Go to the big. Loose ball, 2 to shoot. No good. Clark gets it clear with Whittle. Whittle shuffles the feet. Wow. And timeout on the floor. TV timeout. Another low score, tight game.
Yeah, very tight game. Both teams defensive, both teams super physical, maybe overly so. Scores are very few and far between. Any bucket can mean the difference in the next couple of minutes here.
That's a fact. Discipline defense, top priority for both of these teams. Can ill afford more fouls. And the onus is on the Netherlands at the moment, with them already being in the double penalty. BP3 on the move. 3, 6, drizzles. Big shot for Deutsche. And now the momentum starting to shift a little bit. That 2-ball and then the hustle play underneath to earn the possession for the Netherlands. Quick hands from Boonstra. And jump ball was the call, which gives the possession back to the Orange Lions.
Question is that shot the game breaker? I know you played NBA Street back in the days.
That's a throwback. I don't know if it's the game breaker, but given the complexion of this game.
That's what I'm saying. Like at this point, it could be, which is the odd thing.
Oh, now they start to settle in. It took them a while, but Netherlands enjoying a 4-point lead right now. Still making shots difficult on the inside, and Australia not helping themselves with the missed layups. Moves, blitz. She gets up from the dance move, and then delivers a block to Wallace.
Wow. There's just bodies on the floor everywhere. It's a battle of attrition now. Everybody's tired. Everybody's falling over. Australia with their 9th foul in this one.
Little just kind of backed into that contact with Janice.
Yeah, the screen was set at a position she couldn't quite see. I'm not sure if there was communication on that screen with her teammate. I couldn't hear from here. She just backed into her and ran her over.
Well, this has been a brawl. It has not been pretty, even the least bit.
Chip is being worked on the bench. The therapist is working on her knee.
Okay, she was holding up her elbow. She got all kinds of issues.
She did a split there and then got up and blocked, but afterwards subbed herself out.
Woodster blows the first. Another one on the way. Oh, well. 2 misses at the strikes. Wasted chance for the Netherlands there. Big possession for the Kangaroos. Let's see what they can make of it with Wallace in possession. Settles into a 2 attempt, and she laces it. Gets the gang back within 2. Jason gets going off the quick first step. Whittle using the screen. And Whittle with a big make. 11-9. No defense to speak of from the Kangaroos on that possession.
It's a single ball screen and they're out of play.
Also with that last score. Getting close to the 2-minute mark. Oh. Whittle hits the deck. I'm not sure. I don't see exactly how that happened. Wallace is now blocked and spatted. Offensive foul. So any advantage that Australia had 3 minutes ago, it has disappeared. Nice run by the Netherlands to pull ahead by 4. And the Kangaroos making some mental mistakes, pressing a little bit.
Tied at 10, the Netherlands lead, which is not insurmountable, especially if Wallace can get going for 2. Again, in a tight game like this, scores few and far between. Any bucket can mean the difference in this game, and a 4-point lead is good for the Netherlands.
Yeah, a game like this really good. That 4-point lead feels more like a 7-point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's what I was trying to get to. I think it works, but if you're up 4 in a game like this, it feels like you have a big lead. Whereas in other games in 3-3, it might not do that. Unless he's still getting that knee worked on.
Yeah, yet to re-enter the game.
Yeah, she's moving away from the bench too. I love they know that.
Netherlands, they got this lead. There's a clever small fake. Archie trying to get free. Comes up short. Wallace running into trouble on the baseline. She got benched to defend it. And 3 seconds is called on Australia. So matters just getting worse for them.
Cut there, and Australia fouls, and that's not going to help them out a lot. 2 free throws, possession coming up for the Netherlands as well, as it is the 11th foul on the Kangaroos. It's stuff like that where, but the Netherlands play a system, right? They play smartly. But again, you see the inexperience for Australia while you see the talent. They get baited into a couple of fouls. They get baited into losing people on screens because they're not used to the 3x3 way of doing that.
Yeah. How quickly the tide has turned in this one. Australia, who was leading early, now trailing by 6. Whittle's going to get a warning. Not sure to who. But a minute 15 to play.
The Dutch are playing with 3. VLS did not return to the bench. Outside of the court for now. Being worked on, just not able to go.
Whittle. Baseline drive. Netherlands will have to give up a layup instead of a foul. And Wallace better be careful. This is, you don't want a foul. Yes, another foul. Yep, 12 on Australia. 2 free throws and possession.
Yeah, Wallace holding on to Janice's leg there. And she was trying to cut to the basket. This is not tuned down in physicality whatsoever, even if the fouls are in this bad spot.
Struggles at the free throw line for the Netherlands continue. Butcher gets the second one to triple in. And this game looks to be out of reach for the Kangaroos now with 48 seconds left. Possession over to the Netherlands as well because of the double penalty situation. So here we go. Ball screen set by Norton. Gets it right back from Janice. Norton lets it fly. Round it out. The pull up, no. 36 to go. Collins with the miss. Point blank range. Wallace wanted to get it up. Instead, it's going to be Whittle. Wallace, yes. Dreesen can't bank it in. And the final horn will sound to a 16-11. Netherlands win. Wasn't pretty, but it doesn't matter. A win is a win is a win. 5-point victory for the Netherlands over Australia in women's Pool A action. So the result's not exactly a shock. But the way this game was played, I know a win for the Netherlands, but they got some things to sharpen up for sure.
Yeah, they do. I mean, look, they started the game out terribly. Let's be frank. Offensive execution wasn't there. They fouled a bunch. You got it done down the stretch. The question is, to me, how is ELS? What is going on with her knee? Is there a fourth player on the squad when we enter the games tonight? That'll be a big storyline.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure you'll probably get the news on that first. We'll be keeping an eye on it. But for now, we'll set our sights on the final game of the day. USA women and Madagascar are on deck after the highlights. USA ladies, AmeriCup champions, come in against the African Cup champs of Madagascar. Game 12 of 12. Day one of this 2026 FIBA 3x3 sponsor, Red Bull Champions Cup. United States coming in with a star-studded quartet of WNBAers who led the USA to yet another gold at the AmeriCup this year. And it's going to be Veronica Burton first out. Plays guard for the Golden State Valkyries. Averaged 12 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 6 assists in 2025. She was massive for the USA in that AmeriCup win. And Alicia Gray. If you don't know the name by now, where have you been? An iconic USA gold in 2021 in Tokyo. She was a member of that team and is had a hell of a season in 2025 in the W. 35% from deep 8-year WNBA vet. Shakira Austin. Curly head Kira. That's her IG name.
Okay. Sure.
And Nas Hillman, W6 Player of the Year with the Atlanta Dream. Her second appearance on the national team.
And their opponent, representing Madagascar.
All right, you're really good with the Madagascar pronunciation.
Well,
He said, well.
I didn't practice the women's, but let me try. Okay, first out, Tokin Laina Samba Tratriomona. That one, okay. Samba Trariora.
All right, here we go.
Okay. This is number 10.
Yep.
Ravaka Randria Tahiana.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
I'm one to judge, right?
Sidoni Andrea Mihaya Mirina. Get it.
No, I'm not sure you got that one.
Come on. And then, at last but not least, the woman who puts the gas in Madagascar. That one broke me. Jalfeira. Let's just say Jalfeira.
Jalfeira.
That one broke me. Look, I got the men's unlocked. The women's I still going to practice. I'll make sure I'm better tomorrow. My word.
I kind of left you out to dry on that one. I hugged you out to dry.
I'm happy to try it.
But I think you had a better shot at it than me. It's a lazy
You
tongue.
can do it tomorrow.
Jalfeira, MVP of the Africa Cup 2025, by the way. Madagascar went 6-0, unscathed. They're out to another gold at that competition. I don't think they've ever seen competition quite like this.
This might be an open battle.
Some of the best in the world. They're led, of course, by Alicia Gray. She won that inaugural 3x3 medal at the Olympics with Kelsey Plum, Stephanie Dolson, and Jackie Young. So not often that Madagascar women's players are going to get an opportunity to play against pros in a double.
Nah,
Here's their shot.
This is their shot. If anything, they need Jalfeira to get hot. She averaged 7.5 points per game in that Africa Cup, 37% from range. She's got a good game. But the length of this USA squad is going to make it very tough on her to get her shot off.
Yes. How long can Madagascar stay in it? And how will that affect the rest of the game? USA looking to come out hitting them hard. Instead, they start with a turnover. Jalfeira going left. Trying to get rid of Hillman. Tries the scoop attempt. It's a no-go. Alicia unleashes Gray on target. Off the up fake. Trying to get rid of curly head Kira. And we got a kick ball. This one officiated by Gonzalo Paz-Giapponi and Marek Maraszewski. Jalfeira unable to use her quickness to get past anybody as of yet. Tough shot on the inside. Hillman with the board. Re-entry to the post. Oh, Hillman misses the grid. Kyle Montgomery, a.k.a. the voice of 3x3 in here. Miles Rosendahl here with me. And Austin called for the foul. I think USA have every advantage in this game, across the board.
Oh, yes.
Patience is going to be key to them. I don't think they need to force anything, rush into any possessions. I think that's important.
I agree with you, and I think to add to that, I think they need to get into disciplined action, right? You can get a bucket out of individual creation at any point.
Yeah.
With the talent that they have. I think it works better though if you work in a team concept, if you make sure to set some screens and create the mismatches that you want to create.
Right, but mismatches are all over the floor. What's the most favorable mismatch? I think it's got to be Austin inside.
Oh, yeah.
They recognize it, but passes a little off target, so it gets them set up for a 2-piece. Yep. Olympic Lish with the two-piece, no biscuit. Oh, Lish, she's a certified bucket. Back-to-back twos. And she was a bucket for the Dream in 25. She averaged 18.5 points a game, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Best numbers of her career, by the way. That was 2025.
You can see that. She is a cheat code, man, out there. Especially, look, as a player, I always struggled guarding lefties.
Oh, but yeah, I mean,
she is a lefty, right?
I think most people would agree that lefties are the most difficult players to guard.
Yes. If they are unorthodox, you're reading the game kind of in a mirror as far as where your player is going to go, what they're going to do with their footwork. It's difficult, man.
Going out of bounds off of Madagascar. 4-1 start for the USA. United States men go 1-1 today. They bounce back after losing one to the Netherlands. And they handle business against Madagascar. 5-1. Oh, great. Lost her footing, and that'll leave Jalfedo wide open. And she sold the clip. Meantime, it's great. Misfiring from deep. Foul on the interior. Hillman all over the glass. Hillman really showed her versatility at the America from Leon, Mexico. She's a terror on the boards. And she's pressure on the inside. That's just a fact. 6-1. Crossover, fade away. No go. So a concerted effort to prevent Shakira Austin from getting the ball. He's going to foul her until she leaves the game.
That might not be the best strategy, but
we're just going to foul you until you get off the court. When you come back, get ready for some more. Gray drops it off to Hillman. Loose ball, tracked down. Burt. Oh. Didn't get it up in time.
What I like, because these 4 ladies from USA also represented last year at the America, right? And watching those games, what struck me was the balance that they found. With Alicia Gray on the squad, it would be really easy to just go to her, let her cook. But all of them averaged between 4.6 and 5.8 points per. With Hillman and Austin actually leading the way.
Yeah. Well, there were games where Burton starred. One contest, she hit like 6 twos in the game. So I think that's one challenge for the coaching staff is when you have that much talent, who do you feature? You know, in any given game. It depends on the matchup, but it's one of the 4.
Yeah, but and you say the coaches, but it's during the game that you got to recognize what action works and who to go to the post. And I think these 4 ladies are very well equipped to do that. They showed that at the America, again, showing all that balance. So it's the coaches that prepare that, of course, but it's the players that have to recognize it on the court and figure out what to do.
5-point difference, USA out the gates early. Austin to Gray. Back-to-back misses from deep for her, but then Kira misses the shorty. Alfetta now. Trying to get rid of Burton. Every shot from Madagascar so far has been a tough one.
Heavily contested.
Yeah.
You cannot get to their spots against the length and the physicality of the United States.
Back up top, Gray gets them started. Now to Hillman. Offensive foul, got that elbow up. Jalfedo from way out deep. She hit that one from the Indio logo. Madagascar need a lot more of that from Jalfedo. She's the one. USA up 4. So they're not being trigger shot from D. Madagascar, that is. Gray now decides to run off the 2-point arc. Whips it over to Burton, who wasn't Hillman, rather, who wasn't ready for it. And the USA wastes that possession. Pass out of reach. And Madagascar give it right back. Somewhat of a David versus Goliath contest. In terms of the expectations, USA heavy favorites in this one. Hasn't been mistake-free for the USA.
I agree, but that is to be expected, right? They come into this tournament with, of course, the America Cup as an experience, but as a unit, they haven't played that much together.
Right.
So you'll see them make some mistakes. You'll see them miss some shots, but they'll grow very fast in tournaments like this.
Yeah, but this could be a 15-1 game right now. It's a couple missed layups. I'm not nitpicking. I'm just saying. There's Nas. She's shooting. All made you look.
No, I got that one. It's got to be late, though. That's a good one. Don't mind it. It's an old school reference.
Hillman with that last two-piece. Yeah. Veronica back in the contest. Ray. Flavorful scoop. Lefty Lish. 11-3. Burton breaks it up for the moment. Oh, tough scoop. That last bucket for Madagascar, courtesy of Toki Laney. Her last name? Samatra Riomoa. Pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I do this. Not really. 7-point contest. See that last whistle was great. Continue to be aggressive and assert herself on the offensive end. Already an Olympic champion. (12-4). Nice up fake. Step through. Couldn't convert it. Burton. Off target. Gray. Great awareness. And Austin. He extends the USA lead 13-4. John Fera. Extra step. Travel. Austin, one more again.
The cheat code, she is 196. So that's probably 6'4", 6'5".
Oh, yeah. Another one off iron. Gray sprints to track it down. Risha wants it. And she takes a shot. That is the 7th foul, too, on Madagascar. So Gray shooting a couple of free throws after the media timeout as the USA continue to pull away.
Yeah, it's been their game from the start, and as expected, the athleticism, the talent shines through, but it's the togetherness that stood out. Might not be a perfect game so far yet. Can't be anymore, but they find each other, they share the rock, and they make sure everybody's eating. And I think that's important to start your Champions Cup tournament off.
10-point game. And Gray could make matters worse for Madagascar at the line. She was a friendly roll. Gray the leading score for the red, white, and blue. And strokes yet another. Swung up. There
we go. Another 2-ball down. Inching closer to that 21-point mark.
And you gave me those wasabi chips. Took my voice for a second.
I apologize. I didn't know you could handle the heat.
3:32 now. It's my fault for trying to get a snack in for the broadcast.
Yeah, there you go.
They good though.
They good, but they're not beating that wasabi you got for lunch. I know you remember that.
18-4. Yeah, it's different out here.
It is.
Listen, we got an 18-4 game. We can talk a little bit about wasabi. This thing is over.
This is in the bag.
A few more finishing touches for the USA. She ain't gonna honk the horn. You better move. Powerful drop step. Makes it 19-4. Jao Feda. Ooh, lay. Nice extension.
Good bucket.
Bird now. They're gonna let Gray orchestrate. Hit it with that fake. And finishes with the make. Bird with the two-piece killer. 21-5 USA. From start to finish in that one. So not a surprise. Heavy favorites, the USA. They come out and handle their business against a Madagascar team that's all they're in. It happened quickly. Highlights for you. They're going to be one-sided moving pictures. Madagascar will have a couple of games tomorrow, as will the USA. As we'll see how this group plays out. But man, USA looks strong. They look strong. That does it for the day. We'll wrap up day one's action after the highlights and tell you what to expect tomorrow. Stick around. All right, nearly time to turn off the lights. We look at Women's Pool A. Only saw 2 games in the group. And the favorites take care of business. USA and the Netherlands. The newly made Australia team and Madagascar come up short. And again, we'll be back in action tomorrow. 12 more games on the slate. That'll wrap up group play. Top 2 advance directly to the semifinals. That's how this Champions Cup is played. And we will get started tomorrow at 15:05 local time. So bright and early, well, in the middle of the day, afternoon. So get some sleep, get some rest. Thank you guys for watching. We're back here from Bangkok tomorrow. See you 3:05. Don't be late.